Misawa Nation, we are eating fantastically! We've just received more news about the fire dragon that appeared next to our king in the first Yu-Gi-Oh! GX opening, and never again, and it has some mind-blowing stuff inside. You see, it turns out that Ravadactyl had a sidekick called Flamadractyl who, okay, jokes aside.
The news I'm talking about is a Q&A with one of the Yu-Gi-Oh! GX show writers, which has been helpfully uploaded to Yu-Gi-Oh! Organization by Neo Arcadia. Shout out to them. I'll link this article in this video's description. But yeah, it basically confirms what fans have been theorizing for a long time. It's like when you're reading the newspaper and the government is all like, yeah guys, actually this is the truth. And the truth is basically what the quote-unquote crazy conspiracy theorists were telling you for ages. But yeah, this fire dragon in the opening, it's not Dark Fire Dragon or Fubuki's Red Eyes Black Dragon like so many naysayers have told me. It was at one point intended to be a new card for Misawa to use. A new boss monster in his bonding deck, presumably the ace card for his fire deck, which would have debuted in a later duel of his, before the show writers were like, nah, screw this guy, and reduced him from friendly rival to friendly punching bag. It even says here, stuff was moved around to work with the plot. And as we all know, the plot isn't exactly all buddy-buddy with Misawa. So yeah, Fire Dragon, a possible new boss monster who I am still holding out hope we get one day in the card game. Cause it's not like they've given up on giving Misawa new support completely. I've already made a video on his new Magnet Warriors, and we even got that Light Water Dragon and that one spell card which shows his and Manjome's first duel. The pieces are all here. Maybe one day we will get Fire Dragon in the card game and find out what the hell it actually does besides Aura Farm next to Misawa in the first opening. And speaking of the pieces are all there, I do firmly believe that the show was setting the footwork for the Fire Dragon to appear before, of course, the duels were revised to fit with the plot. Misawa did get a Carbonedon, and we already had an Oxygeddon. Carbon and oxygen, two ingredients needed to make fire. All he needed was a new bonding spell and a bit more love from the show writers, and I think we would have seen Fire Dragon in all his elusive glory. But speaking of the dinosaurs used in bonding, I never thought I'd say this, but Fire Dragon is not the most important thing in this article. It's not the most groundbreaking part of behind the scenes here. The most groundbreaking part was the fact that we get new bonding dinosaur names. It says at one point the official website lists a card called Armageddon, which was of course not the Fire Dragon. You know how the bonding naming scheme works. The boss monsters are called something dragon, and the dinosaurs are called periodic table element plus add-on. So this would have been a new dinosaur card he would have used. And more interestingly, he would have gotten a Cellgeddon, a battery-themed dinosaur, which was later cut out for the Magnet Warriors. I imagine this would have had a pretty similar effect in the anime with the whole plus-minus thing, because of course batteries and magnets both have a plus and a minus on them. And honestly, from a budget perspective, I do see why they gradually phased out the bondings for the Magnet Warriors, because in Yu-Gi-Oh! When a monster's summoned, usually it just stands there and does nothing, but the bondings had this constant flow and effect, which I imagine would have been a pain to animate. So yeah, basically, Misawa got hoed, there was more planned for him, and grass was found in fields, and forks were found in kitchens. Honestly though, I am still very happy we got more news on Misawa. I'm calling this big news because I never thought a character so neglected would have more stuff revealed. Fire Dragon is real, well, was meant to be real, and we have more insights as to what would have happened if the show kept going with Misawa. I will say this though, going off on a tangent here, I do feel like his role in the show was just cut down because of spite, Because all the current theories have no weight to them. Like, let's just go through some off the top of my head. He was doing low in the popularity polls, just like Hayato, who got like a good, respectful ending and still just appeared in the future after achieving his dreams. Unlike Misawa, who got no proper send-off. What were some of the other ones? Like, the bondings weren't being printed because, like, let's be real here. They are amazingly designed thematically, like the water dragon stops fire, the carbon dinosaur becomes a diamond if it gets crushed enough. But from a pure gameplay perspective, they do kinda suck. So Konami were like, yeah, we're not printing these. Which is obviously a massive problem for the guy who's already confirmed to have 6 different decks. And as we all know, Yu-Gi-Oh! Is a show where nobody changes their decks or playstyles at all in the slightest. Nope, this would never happen. Like, this could just... I cannot see this happening. And of course, there's the fact that his whole thing was he was a tactician. He actually put, like, brain power into his dueling instead of just being like, I'm gonna give a big speech and draw a card and it's gonna be the card I want. But then if that's the case, explain Sorano from GX Season 4. A tactical duelist whose whole big thing was that he was like a huge, like, big brain guy who rivaled Judai. I wonder if that could have been any other character. Also, this isn't new news, but now that we're talking about Fire Dragon and Water Dragon, I do want to talk about a fun detail I noticed in the GX manga. Like, for those of you who don't know, the manga for the sequel series are like an alternate timeline, essentially telling a new story with the characters we know and love from the anime. And in this new timeline, Misawa's ace monster is the Red Ogre, and he plays like a yokai deck. And the Red Ogre, or Oni as it's more properly known, is a figure in Japanese folklore who often appears alongside a blue Oni, but there is no blue ogre in Misawa's deck. A pair of red and blue, one which never gets revealed. I wonder what that could be referencing. Yeah, it is pretty funny how the manga decided to, like, you know, give us a callback. Like, in this universe, Misawa has the red one, but he's still missing the blue one. Guess some people just don't win in life. But yeah, also one final thing. This isn't even like Ultra Copium. Cell Geddon could actually work with the current direction of Misawa's cards. Because the magnets that, the best card in Magnet Warriors right now is the new Magnet Bonding spell. And Duoterion, part of the bonding archetype, obviously searches the bonding spells, so you run Duoterion in Magnet Warriors to get bonding. Could Cell Geddon be a new bridge between Magnet Warriors and bondings? And maybe, who knows, in the future, we could be playing like a combo deck with all of the GOAT's cards. Maybe even a Litmus Doom Swordsman retrain, although I do know I'm being, like, asking for a lot here. But yeah, that was all for today's video. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you all next time. Bye!